Hi everybody, welcome back to my channel, Political Swiftie1989. Today, our video is covering over every United States president from George Washington to Donald Trump, and from the years of 1789 to 2025. So let's get started. Starting with George Washington, our first U.S. president. He was born on February 22nd, 1732. He died December 14th, 1799 at the age of 67. His term was from 1789 to 1797. He served 2 full terms. His vice president was John Adams. The first lady was Martha Washington, and his political party was unassociated, meaning he did not belong to any party. Also, don't mind the background noise, that just stuff's happening. John Adams, our second U.S. president, was born October 30th, 1735. He died July 4th, 1826 at the age of 90. His term was from 1797 to 1801, serving 1 term. Vice president was Thomas Jefferson. First lady was Abigail Adams, and political party was Federalist. Thomas Jefferson, our third U.S. president. He was born April 13th, 1743. He also died July 4th, 1826. Yes, the same day, same year John Adams did. At the age of 83. His term was from 1801 to 1809. He served 2 full terms. His vice president, or presidents, was Aaron Burr, who served during his first term, and George Clinton, who served during his second term. The first lady was Martha Patsy Jefferson Randolph, and the political party was Democratic-Republican. The reason you had 2 vice presidents was, at the time, during this time of the U.S., the person who would get second place in the election would then become vice president, and the one who got first place would obviously become president. Well, Aaron Burr did not run again, or if he did not get second place. So that means George Clinton got second place when Jefferson ran again in 1805. Right? Yeah. 1804. At the 1804 election, he ran against Clinton, and Clinton got second place. So, no, Jefferson did not pick them. It was picked for him, basically. So that's how the vice presidency worked back then. Now, obviously, you pick your running mates during the campaign trail, and then whoever wins the election, you become vice president. Anyways, continuing on, we have James Madison, our 4th U.S. president. He was born March 16, 1751. He died June 28, 1836 at the age of 85. His term was from 1809 to 1817. He served 2 full terms. Vice president was George Clinton during term 1, and Elbridge Gerry during his second term. The first lady was Dolly Madison, and the political party was Democratic-Republican, which would go later to split apart to Democrat and Republicans. James Monroe, our 5th U.S. president. He was born April 28, 1758. He also died July 4th, but in 1831, not 1826. So he would pass away 5 years after Jefferson and Adams did. Anyways, so yes, he would also die on July 4th at the age of 73. His term was from 1817 to 1825, serving 2 full terms. His vice president was Daniel D. Tompkins. First lady, Elizabeth Monroe. Political party, Democratic-Republican. John Quincy Adams, our 6th U.S. president. Born July 11, 1767, died February 23, 1848 at the age of 80. His term was from 1825 to 1829, serving 1 term. His vice president was John C. Calhoun. The first lady was Louisa Adams. Political party was Democratic-Republican. Also, he is the son of John Adams, the previous president. Andrew Jackson, our 7th U.S. president, was born March 16, 1767. He died June 8, 1845, at the age of 78. His term was from 1829 to 1837. He served 2 full terms. His vice president was John C. Calhoun, serving during his first term, and Martin Van Buren, serving during his second term. The first lady was Rachel Jackson, and the political party was Democratic. Jackson is one of the founders of the Democratic Party. So he was our first Democrat president. Martin Van Buren, our 8th U.S. president, was born December 5th, 1782, died July 24th, 1862, at the age of 79. His term was from 1837 to 1841, serving one full term. His vice president was Richard Mentor Johnson. The first lady was Angelica Van Buren, and the political party was Democratic. William Henry Harrison, our 9th U.S. president. He was born February 9th, 1773, died April 4th, 1841, at the age of 68. His term was from 1841 to 1841. He only served a month in office before dying from a sickness, either pneumonia or something to do with like his chest and throat from like the cold winter night or something during his inaugurational address. His vice president was John Tyler. First lady was Jane Harrison, and his political party was Whig. He was the first Whig president. John Tyler, our 10th U.S. president. He was born March 29, 1790. He died January 18, 1862, at the age of 71. His term was from 1841 to 1845, only serving one term, and he finished William Henry Harrison's term. He did not run for his own term, I believe. His vice president, he did not have one because he took over as vice president. The first lady was Latia Tyler, and political party was Whig. James K. Polk, our 11th U.S. president, was born November 2nd, 1795, died June 15th, 1849, at the age of 53. His term was from 1845 to 1849. He served one term. He did not seek a second term, and good thing he didn't, because he would go on to die about 1 to 6 months after leaving office. His vice president was George Mifflin Dallas. First lady was Sarah Polk, and political party was Democratic. Zachary Taylor, our 12th U.S. president, was born November 24, 1784. He died July 9, 1850, at the age of 65. His term was from 1849 to 1850. He only served 1 year in office before passing from an illness, I believe. I believe he passed after eating. Well, people say he passed after eating cherries and milk, like poison cherries or something, or poison milk or something like that. He basically died after eating cherries and milk. So that's how he died, apparently. His vice president was Millard Fillmore. The first lady was Margaret Taylor, and the political party was Whig. Millard Fillmore, our 13th U.S. president. He was born January 7th, 1800. He died March 8th, 1874, at the age of 74. His term was from 1850 to 1853. He served one term, and he finished Zachary Taylor's term, and I believe did not seek a second one. His vice president, he did not have one. Again, he was a successor. He took over the presidency after Taylor died. The first lady was Abigail Fillmore, and the political party was Whig. I believe Fillmore would be the last Whig party, the last Whig candidate to be in office. Franklin Pierce, our 14th U.S. president, was born November 23rd, 1804, died October 8th, 1869, at the age of 64. His term was from 1853 to 1857. He served one term. His vice president was William Rufus King. First lady Jane Pierce, political party Democratic. James Buchanan, our 15th U.S. president, born April 23, 1791, died June 1st, 1868, at the age of 77. His term was from 1857 to 1861. He served one full term. His vice president was John C. Breckinridge. First lady was Harriet Lane, political party Democratic. I also believe he was never married, or he got married sometime after office, I believe. I think he was the only president to not be married by office. Abraham Lincoln, our 16th U.S. president, probably one of the most famous ones. Born February 12th, 1809, died April 15th, 1865. He was 56 when he passed. His term was from 1861 to 1865, serving one full term. Vice President was Hannibal Hamlin, serving under his second term. Andrew Johnson under his second term. Hannibal Hamlin was under his first term. First Lady was Mary Todd Lincoln, and his political party was Republican. You may be confused on like why Andrew Johnson, it says term 2 for him, but Lincoln only served 1 full term. That's because Lincoln, I believe at this point, you could choose who your running mate is / vice president. By this point, I believe you could, because it's like the mid 1860s, so it makes sense you could. But as we all know, Lincoln was sadly assassinated by John Wilkes Booth, becoming the first U.S. president to be assassinated. I believe 3 more would follow along, 3 or 4 more. Anyways, you may be confused why Andrew Johnson is here in Mark's 2nd term. That's because Lincoln had ran in the 1860 election, won, took office in 1861, and served until, he was shot and killed. But then, the reason Andrew Johnson's on here, because, the 1864 election, Lincoln had ran for his 2nd term. He had won his 2nd term by a big landslide. And he was like, I guess, a month or so into serving his 2nd term. And then he was like, sadly, shot and killed in Fort Theodore by John Wilkes Booth. So yeah, so that's why Andrew Johnson's there, and that's why it's Mark's 2nd term. Just a little explanation for you guys, so you can kind of clear up and understand why. Andrew Johnson, our 17th U.S. president, was born December 29th, 1808. He passed away on July 31st, 1875, at the age of 66. He was born, his term was from 1865 to 1869, only serving 1 term. He finished Abraham Lincoln's term. Vice President did not have one. Again, he was his successor because he was Vice President. He took over the role as President. That means he did not get a Vice President. First Lady was Eliza Johnson. Political party was Democratic. Fun fact, Andrew Johnson became the first U.S. President to be impeached. I don't believe it got him kicked out of office, but it got him in trouble severely. So, even then and now, he's still quite unpopular, so. Ulysses S. Grant, our 18th U.S. President, born April 27th, 1822, died July 23rd, 1885, at the age of 63. His term was from 1869 to 1877, serving 2 full terms. His vice president was Schuyler Colfax, serving under his 1st term, and Henry Wilson, serving under his 2nd term. First Lady was Julia Dent Grant, political party Republican. Another fun fact to throw out there, Ulysses S. Grant was actually supposed to be with Abraham Lincoln and Mary Todd Lincoln to see My American Cousin, I believe it was a musical. So the night Lincoln got shot by John Wilkes Booth, Ulysses S. Grant and his wife, Julia, were invited to come along with Lincoln and Mary Todd Lincoln to see Our American Cousin. Thankfully, they were busy or rejected the invitation, or no, they were go visiting their kids in New Jersey, so they couldn't go. So that's a little fun fact. Ulysses S. Grant basically saved himself from possible death. I don't think he would have got shot, but John Wilkes Booth hired a lot of people to kill a lot of people in the offices, so I don't know. It could have been possible. Alright, Rutherford B. Hayes, our 19th U.S. President. He was born October 4th. He was born October 4th, 1822. He died January 17th, 1893, at the age of 70. His term was from 1877 to 1881, only serving 1 full term. His vice president was William A. Wheeler. First Lady was Lucy Hayes. and political party was Republican. James A. Garfield, our 20th U.S. President. He was born November 19th, 1831. He died September 19th, 1881, at the age of 49. His term was from 1881 to 1881, only serving 6 months in office. Vice President was Chester A. Arthur. First Lady was Lucretia Garfield. Political party was Republican. I believe James A. Garfield would go on to be our second assassinated U.S. President by some person that, I could be thinking McKinley here, but some person that, like, helped him with this campaign and helped him win, quote unquote, was crazy and thought since he helped Garfield win, he should be part of the his cabinet or whatever. That could be McKinley. I think that McKinley, possibly McKinley, but it could also be Garfield. If you guys out there that like history know who killed Garfield, leave it in the comments so I can kind of clear that up with myself. Anyways, Chester A. Arthur, our 21st U.S. President, was born October 5th, 1829. He died November 18th, 1886, at the age of 57. His term was from 1881 to 1885. He served 1 term. He finished James Garfield's term. Good thing he did not run for one of his own, because he died like a year after leaving office. His vice president, he did not have one. Again, he was vice president, took succession of presidency because the president had passed. First Lady was Ellen Arthur, and the political party was Republican. Grover Cleveland, our 22nd U.S. President. He was born March 18th, 1837. He died June 24th, 1908, at the age of 71. His term was from 1885 to 1881. This was his first term. His vice president was Thomas A. Hendricks. The first lady was Frances Cleveland, and the political party was Democrat. Benjamin Harrison, our 23rd U.S. President, born August 20th, 1833, died March 13th, 1901, at the age of 67. His term was from 1889 to 1893, serving only 1 full term. Vice President was Levi P. Morton. First Lady was Caroline Harrison. Political party was Republican. And here comes back Grover Cleveland, our 24th U.S. President. Yes, he was our 22nd and 24th. He was the first U.S. President to serve a non-consecutive term, meaning you don't serve your term back-to-back. Like Trump. He served his term from 2016 to 2021. No. 2017 to 2021. Then Biden won in 2020, then served from 2021 to 2025, and then Trump ran a 3rd time, won, and beat Harris, and then is going to be from 1825 to 1829. So, yeah. So that's what non-consecutive means. It's not back-to-back. It's like back, space, back. Or like you're here, then space, then you're back here. So that's kind of what non-consecutive is. Anyways, Grover Cleveland, 24th. Born March 18th, 1837, died June 24th, 1908, at 71. His second term was from 1893 to 1897. What was his second term. And his vice president this time was Adlai E. Stevenson. The first lady was Frances Cleveland, and the political party was Democrat. William McKinley, the 25th U.S. President, was born January 29, 1843, died September 14, 1901, at the age of 58. His term was from 1897 to 1901, serving 1 full term. Vice President was Garrett A. Hobart, serving under his first term, and Theodore Roosevelt, serving under his second term. With Roosevelt, it's like the issue we had with Lincoln. Lincoln was serving his second term, like about a month or so in, he got, shot, killed, assassinated, and Johnson took over. Same thing here. McKinley was shot and assassinated in a train station, and then Roosevelt basically took over. So that's why Roosevelt is tagged with term 2. First Lady was Ida McKinley, and political party was Republican. Theodore Roosevelt, our 26th U.S. President, born October 27th, 1858, died January 6, 1919, at the age of 60. His term was from 1901 to 1909. He served one term, finished William McKinley's term, and then served 2 of his own. Yes. Yeah. No. Okay, I believe the 2 comes from finishing McKinley's term and then one of his own. Or I think he served 2 of his own and pledged not to run for a 3rd time. I think that's what happened. Because, yeah, like, Taft took over, then Roosevelt didn't like that, and then he tried to rerun, and then Wilson took over. So, you can probably do a Google search on, like, what Theodore's terms look like, but I don't know. Vice President was Charles W. Fairbanks. First Lady was Edith Roosevelt. Political party was Republican, which would go on to run as a progressive for the Bull Moose Party. William Howard Taft, our 27th U.S. President, was born September 15th, 1857, died March 8th, 1930, at the age of 72. His term was from 1909 to 1930, serving only 1 full term. His vice president was James S. Sherman, and the first lady was Helen Taft, political party Republican. I also think that clears up the message for Roosevelt. He finished McKinley's term, which was his first term, and then he served a term of his own standards, like ran for his own self. So that's where the 2 comes from. Woodrow Wilson, our 28th U.S. president, also probably one of the most hated on. I'm not fully educated on why he's hated on or what he did to get so much hate. Like, also thing is, like, some presidents I don't know, like, anything about, and, like, other presidents I know, like, a lot about. But, if you guys could tell me in the comments why Wilson is so hated on, because I, like, did a Google search about him, and, like, he made, like, women's voting legal, so I don't know. Anyways, to get back on track, was born December 28th, 1856. He died February 3rd, 1924, at the age of 67. His term was from 1913 to 1921. He served 2 full terms. His vice president was Thomas R. Marshall, First Lady Ellen Wilson, and political party Democrat. Also believed he suffered like 1 or 2 strokes during office, so that kind of left him a little paralyzed, I believe. Warren G. Harding, our 29th U.S. President. He was born November 2nd, 1865. And he died August 2nd, 1923 at 57. His term was from 1921 to 1923. I should have put down served 3 years. Or 2 years. Because he was also assassinated during his first term. Anyways, his vice president was Calvin Coolidge. First lady was Florence Harding, political party Republican. Calvin Coolidge, our 30th U.S. president, was born July 4th, 1872. He died January 5th, 1933, at the age of 60. His term was from 1923 to 1929. He served 2 terms. He finished Warren G. Harding's term and then served 1 of his own. His vice president was Charles G. Dawes. First lady was Grace Coolidge, and political party was Republican. Herbert Hoover, our 31st U.S. president, was born August 10th, 1874, died October 20th, 1964. He was 90. His term was from 1929 to 1933. He served 1 term. His vice president was Charles Curtis, first lady was Lou Hoover, and political party was Republican. Also, in the next slide, you'll see why he lost a second term. Franklin D. Roosevelt, our 32nd U.S. president, also one of my top 10. He was born January 30th, 1882. He died April 12th, 1945 at the age of 63. His term was from 1933 to 1945. He served about four and a half terms because he died like a year or two into his fourth term, so like kind of like 4.5 terms. But he still served 4 terms. The only president to serve 4 terms. Also, our longest reigning president. His vice presidents: John Nance Garner for his first and second term, Henry Agard Wallace for his third term, and then Harry S. Truman for his fourth term. First lady was Eleanor Roosevelt, and political party was Democrat. Many people say Eleanor Roosevelt was our first female president because Roosevelt, even though he was good at his job and very popular, he suffered a lot of illnesses, and Eleanor kind of had to help him with a lot of things. So many people credit her as the first female president. Personally, I don't really count her as the first female president because, in my eye, you have to be actually elected to be counted as the first female president. Like, I'll give her it for helping him with such stuff as a president. But, like, Harris, for example, if she was elected, she would have been the first female president in my eye. Because she was actually elected. While Eleanor kind of like a side, like a write-in president, to be honest. So credits to her for being the quote-unquote first female president. Anyways, Harry S. Truman, our 33rd U.S. president, was born May 8th, 1884. He died December 26th, 1972 at the age of 88. His term was from 1945 to 1953, serving 2 terms. He finished FDR's term and then served one of his own. His vice president was Alvin W. Barkley. First lady was Bess Truman, and political party was Democrat. Dwight D. Eisenhower was born October 14th, 1890. He died March 28th, 1969 at the age of 78. His term was from 1953 to 1961, serving 2 full terms. His vice president was Richard M. Nixon, who will later on become president. His first lady was Mamie Eisenhower. The political party was Republican. John F. Kennedy, another one of my favorites, was our 35th U.S. president. He was born May 29th, 1917. He died November 22nd, 1963. He was 46. His term was from 1961 to 1963, serving about 2 to 3-ish years. Because, unfortunately, he was, assassinated. Vice President was Lyndon B. Johnson. First Lady was Jackie Kennedy, and political party was Democrat. JFK suffered quite a lot of illnesses throughout his life and presidency. But he was also the first U.S. president to be born in the 1900s or the 20th century. Before that, all the other presidents were born in the 19th or 18th century. So, and that means 1800s or 1700s. Lyndon B. Johnson, our 36th U.S. president, was born August 27th, 1901. He died January 22nd, 1973 at the age of 64. His term was from 1963 to 1968, serving 2 full terms. Well, not 2 full, but 2 terms. He finished John F. Kennedy's term and then served one of his own. His vice president was Hubert Humphrey. First lady was Lady Bird Johnson. Bird was like her nickname. Lady Bird was kind of like her nickname. Political party was Democrat. Richard Nixon, our 37th U.S. president. He was born January 9th, 1913. He died April 22nd, 1994 at the age of 81. His term was from 1869 to 1874. He served 2 full terms. His vice president was Spiro T. Agnew during his first term, and Gerald Ford during his second term. Also, he is the first and so far the only U.S. president to resign from office. after his scandal with the Watergate scandal. Just so much public outrage caused him to resign from office and let Gerald Ford take over. Who kind of hurt Gerald Ford's reputation too. First Lady was Patricia Nixon. Political party was Democrat, Republican. Gerald Ford, our 30th U.S. President, he was born July 14th, 1913, and he died December 26th, 2006, at the age of 93. His term was from 1974 to 1977. He served one term, and he finished Richard Nixon's term. His vice president was Nelson A. Rockefeller. I'm not sure how he got a hold of a vice president, but I guess you can figure that out. The historians watching, how do you get a hold of vice president? Because the website I used, which seemed pretty legit and official, like a government-based one, or historically based, showed Nelson A. Rockefeller for his vice president. So, kind of explain to me how that would work, but I don't know. Anyways, First Lady was Betty Ford, and political party was Republican. Jimmy Carter, our 39th U.S. President, was born October 1st, 1924. He died December 29th, 2024, at the age of 100. He was 100 when he passed. As you can see, he passed 4 days after Christmas, which is sad, but at least he got to spend his last Christmas with friends and family. He would go on to be our oldest living U.S. president, getting 100. Every other president has lived to the age of 100 or less, or 99 or less. So Carter, I believe, beat Reagan by age. His term was from 1977 to 1981. He served one full term. His vice president was Walter Mondale. First Lady Rosalind Carter, political party Democrat. Ronald Reagan, our 40th U.S. President, was born February 6th, 1911. He died June 5th, 2004, at the age of 93. His term was from 1981 to 1989, serving 2 full terms. His vice president was George H.W. Bush. First Lady Nancy Reagan, political party Republican. George H.W. Bush, our 41st U.S. President. He was born June 12th, 1924. He died November 20th, 2018. At the age of 94. His term was from 1989 to 1993, serving only 1 full term. His vice president was J. Danforth Quayle. The first lady was Barbara Bush, political party Republican. Bill Clinton, our 42nd U.S. president, born August 19, 1946. He is still alive. He is currently 78. His term was from 1993 to 2001, serving 2 full terms. His vice president was Al Gore. First Lady was Hillary Clinton, political party Democrat. George W. Bush, 43rd U.S. President. He was born July 6, 1946. He is still alive at the age of 78. His term is from 2001 to 2008, serving 2 terms. His vice president was Dick Cheney. First Lady Laura Bush, political party Republican. Barack Obama, our 44th U.S. President. Born August 4th, 1961, he is currently still alive at the age of 63. His term was from 2008 to 2016. He served 2 full terms. His vice president was Joe Biden. His first lady was Michelle Obama, political party Democrat. Donald Trump, our 45th U.S. president, June 14th. He was born June 14th, 1946. He is sadly still alive. He's 78. Now 79. I forgot to update that, but he is now 79. His term was from 2016 to 2021, was his first term. Vice President was Mike Pence. First Lady was Melania Trump, and political party was Republican. Joe Biden, our 46th U.S. President, was born November 20th, 1942. He is currently still alive, now at the age of 82. His term was from 2021 to 2024. I was supposed to say 2025. My mistake. He served 1 term after dropping out back in last July and letting Harris take over. Vice President was Kamala Harris. First Lady was Dr. Jill Biden. Political party is Democrat. Jill Biden is the only First Lady to have Dr. Jill Biden. She's not the only First Lady to have a college degree, but she is the first U.S. Lady to have a doctorate in education. So that's fun to know. And then Donald Trump, back to being our president, 47th U.S. president, 45th and 47th. Again, June 14th, 1946. He is 78. His current term is supposed to be from 2025 to 2029. That's it. That's if he doesn't pass away. Because look at him. Plus, he's very hated right now. Anyways, Vice President is J.D. Vance. First Lady Melania Trump, and political party Republican. That is it for this video. George Washington, 1789 to Donald Trump, 2025. Sorry, just drank some water. Put in the comments, who's your favorite president? Give me an explanation why. It doesn't need to be like a full paragraph, like a sentence or two. Just explaining, put down comments, FDR is my favorite president, so and so, so on. Or, Richard Nixon is my favorite president, so and so on. Kind of comment, who is your favorite president? My favorite president would probably have to be Abraham Lincoln, as it is for a lot of people. So, Abraham Lincoln is my favorite U.S. president because, one, no, I was not alive during the Civil War, but I feel like he did, he didn't do the best job in the world handling it, but he did a lot better than I feel like James Buchanan would or something. So I feel like he didn't do that bad of a job, kind of like navigating the Civil War. He also did free the slaves. He freed black people. He created the 13th Amendment, the Emancipation Proclamation. It's a little hard to say. Emancipation Proclamation. Gettysburg Speech, all that kind of stuff. He allowed. It was 1800, so you should expect this. Only black men to vote. Black women were free, but they still couldn't vote yet. Now they could white women. So the women, both women on all races were just at the edge of the sword, while the men of almost all races were not and could vote. So, yeah. That's why Abraham Lincoln's my favorite U.S. president. So, Emancipation Proclamation, the 13th Amendment, allowing black men to vote, freeing slaves, kind of slightly bringing the Union back together. I think by the time he was running for a second term, I think Louisiana and South Carolina had joined the Union back. I could be wrong. I could be really wrong, but so yeah. So those are all 47 U.S. presidents. Technically, if you don't count the non-consecutive terms, 45 U.S. presidents. Well, 46 actually. No, 45. So comment down below. Who's your favorite U.S. president? A senator too, and why they're your favorite. Subscribe, like, and comment. I'll have you a good day, morning, afternoon, evening, whatever time you're watching this. And I will see you guys later. Bye.